Okay, hello everybody. Welcome, bienvenido. Español. I am Señor Fino, and we're going to talk about a verb tense today called the preterite. Now, the preterite is just a geek way of saying the past, okay? Now, without getting overly complicated on this past, the past before the past, the pluperfect, and all that, we're just going to say this, all right? If this event that you're speaking about in Spanish, in the past, if it happened one time, and now it's done, okay, that's the one you want. You want the preterite, all right? Now, we'll practice more the preterite versus other past verb tenses, the imperfect and all of that, but not on this one. We're just going to show you the mechanics of how the preterite verb tense works. Now, I prefer to think of the preterite as being the past, rather the simple past. In English, we would say a verb that ends in ed, all right, but not all the time. For example, right now I prepare dinner for the family, but yesterday I prepared, all right? I prepared. And by the way, if you can use a time expression, that is if you see that in what you want to say has a time expression in it, like last night, okay, 2 hours ago, last year, yesterday. If you see one of these things that indicates, whoop, yep, the action is definitely taking place and it's finished now. Well, when did it finish? Well, last night was last night. That's not right now. 2 hours ago, that ain't now. It's finished and done with, happened one time. Last year, that was last year. Whatever it was I'm talking about, it's done now. And yesterday, well, yesterday I passed a test. Well, good. It happened once. It happened before today, and now it's finished. When did that finish? When did it happen? It happened yesterday. So let's not get in the weeds too thick, okay? All right. Mechanically, the preterite verb tense is not necessarily that terrible. If you just think of it existing in three separate categories. The one we're going to look at right now are regular verbs in the past. Now, I like to work with grids because I find that they're just so much easier to keep in your head or on a note card, in other words, the notes that you presently have. So here is the regular verb grid that you need to keep in mind when you're working in the preterite. All right, if we have, and we do, all right, these are our subject pronouns. Very good. Yo, that's one. Two, you. Él, ella, usted, which is he, she, and you formal. Nosotros, which is we, or it could be the feminine nosotras, we, all women. Ellos, they, ellas, they, all feminine. And ustedes, y'all. Now, I put down one line for all three of these because they take the same word. Nosotros, nosotras, they take the same word. Él, ella, usted, all three of these, they take the same word. How very convenient. Yes. Now, here's what our grid looks like when we're talking about the endings to put on a verb. Remember, we take off the AR, ER, and we put on another ending. We do that in the present for AR, ER, IR verbs that are regular, and in the past, we do the same thing. They're just different endings. That's all. Check it out. I know. Is that great? I know. Watch. So, our regular endings, if we have an AR verb, our endings are a, aste, o, amos, aron. That's it. Those are our endings. Now, come with me over here and let's take a look and see what I'm talking about, okay? Let us look over here. How about we say in the present, we want to say, we could say, oh, let's say, I eat pizza. Very good. Well, let's get the whole grid filled out first. Now, the AR verbs have their endings. Over here, you have the ER and IR verb endings. And here's the good news. In the present, you have a separate column of endings for each one. ER has a separate column, IR has a separate column. Not in the past. They just take the same endings. How great is that? It's one less thing to worry about. So ER and IR, you treat those together because they use the same endings. In other words, you take off the ER, you take off the IR, and you just add these endings. All right, those endings are iste, let's put an underline there, EO with an accent, imos, and ieron. Very good. Now, that's your grid on how you do the past when the verbs are regular. Now, follow me on this. Okay. Let's take I eat pizza. Well, in the present, you got this. You got yo como pizza. Okay? Pizza is pizza. It's international. Thank you. All right. Yo como pizza. I eat pizza. Now, the way you arrived at that, of course, is the original verb was comer. And what you did there to figure that one out, as you well know, is you just simply take off the ER. But you keep the base COM from the verb comer, which means to eat. Well, all you're going to do in the present is you know to add O. But in the past, you don't want to say, I'm eating pizza now. You're saying, I ate pizza yesterday, last week, last summer, whenever it was. So what do? You go over to your grid and you say, wow, I am the subject. Comer is an ER verb. So what I'm going to do is take off the ER and I'm going to add that. Yo comí pizza. I ate pizza. How convenient. All right, now let's go with you ate pizza. Two. Well, you know what's coming. Look on the grid. Let's see. You, comer is an ER verb. There's our ending. That's my new ending, okay? Tu comiste pizza. There we are. And y'all, that's it. It's just no more difficult than that. Let's take an AR verb, okay? All right, let's take an AR verb. Let's say, we're going to say to sing, cantar. Cantar, very good. Now, what if we want to say in the present? I'm just using the present because you all probably know how to do the present already. Okay, we know how to do the present already without any difficulty, so let's put that up here first. Let's say, I don't know, let's say we sing. No, let's not say we sing. Let's say the girls sing. The girls sing. So we're going to say las chicas. Okay, we have cantar. As you know from the present, you know what to do. Take off the AR and add the correct present ending, which is a different grid from this. So we take off the AR and we say las chicas, C-A-N-T. Oh, I have present endings to put on here? Yes, cantan. All right, nothing to it. Now this ending we chose, as you know, because the subject las chicas, well, that's like saying ellas. That's like saying ellas, okay? But we do keep las chicas there, the girls. It's like saying they, and that tells us, well, we're going to use the they form of the present ending. Las chicas cantan. However, what if we want to say the girls sang? Happened one time, and it's over and done with. I mean, what I'm talking about, oh, the girls sang happy birthday. Yes, the girls sang happy birthday. Whenever it was in the past, happened one time, it's done with now. Well, what I'm going to do is this. I start with the verb cantar. Okay, well, let's put it here. The girls, I don't want to say they sing now, so I'm not going to use the present endings. I'm going to use these endings over here. So I've got, wow, las chicas. Okay, here's your verb infinitive. I'm going to take off that AR. Oh, I got to put an ending there. Oh, gosh. Oh, whatever will I do? Distress, distress. Oh, gnashing of teeth. Okay? All right. Wailing and the wearing of hair shirts, which I don't have hair anywhere. Anyway, never mind. That's biblical. It's a joke. It's not a very good one, but let's get to Spanish. All right, anyway. So, Las chicas. Here I've taken off my AR, and I gotta go to my past grid. What does my past grid tell me to do? My past grid says, aha. Ellas is like saying, that's they. And as long as I know that ellas, rather, can replace the girls, well, these are the endings that I want then. So I go to, and I know that cantar is an AR verb. So I know that, and I know that. Where do they meet? Boom, 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 boom. There's your ending. So you've got las chicas cantaron. A-R-O-N. Las chicas cantaron. Okay. Let's do another one for us here, okay? With sing. Let's say, hey man, let's say he doesn't sing. He doesn't sing. Well, that's he. Aha. He doesn't sing in the past is él no canta. Now that is a present tense ending, and not working with that grid, working with another grid, the present tense grid endings, okay? But in the past you want to say, I'm correcting myself. We want to say he didn't sing. So this is in the present, él no canta. Well, you know how to do that from the present. The verb you started with was cantar. What you did was you took off the AR, which is what we're going to do right now. So we take off the AR, and we got to have a different ending on here that makes it in the past. So what are we going to do? Well, we've got él no canta. I know, somebody out there saying it. Vino, this is it. I'm saying it, and can't you hear me? Tommy, can't you hear me? Anyway, The Who, 1970s. Where were you? All right, so we've got our ending here. We're working with he. El, cantar, is an AR verb. So where do they meet? He and AR, da-da-da, boom, right there. Okay? Él no cantó. He didn't sing. He didn't sing. That's the past. Do we have time for one more? Yeah, we got time for one more. All right. How about this one? I want to say, oh yeah, I lived in Spain, which is true. I lived in Spain. Now, should I do it in the present or should I? Let's just go right to the past. I lived in Spain. All right. So I'm going to say, the verb is vivir. And as you well know from all of the verbs we work with when they're regular, is we take off our ending. Now we know that vivir is to live. It's an IR verb. I got to put the right ending on here, but it must be a past ending. So, looking at my time, I come over here and I say, wow, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Well, vivir is an IR verb, okay? And I is the subject, like me. So I'm going to go, boom, boom, right there. Now I've got it. Yo viví en España. Yo viví en España. And that is how we do a present tense verb in the past, or the preterite, or el pretérito, verb tense. That's all there is to it. Just use your grid. AR verbs have one set of endings. ER, they have another. It's not so bad. Next, we're going to visit the stem irregular verbs. Boy, they're a little rougher, but they're not terrible. Thank you for tuning in.